The Honourable Christopher Finlayson.
Mr Speaker, I was just doing my House duty, sitting in the House, minding my own business, reading my Treaty of Waitangi negotiations folder for tomorrow's work, including a very interesting reference to a meeting with a professor from Oregon to discuss the Wanganui Rivers and Urewera settlements, which are becoming rather well known overseas for their innovative approach to treaty questions. When I heard the debate on this particular issue, so I thought that I would give a brief speech to comment on it, because in a word, while I have the huge respect for Marama Fox, who is an excellent colleague with whom I enjoy working, I do think the bill is unnecessary. It always seems to be my miserable fate to follow Peter Peroni on these matters, and he may recall, in fact, hearing the great man speak made me run out to the lobby to obtain the Hansard of his bill, or the debate on his bill, the Principles of the Treaty of Waitangi Deletion Bill of November 2007. And he looks a little bit quizzical, but I remember it very well, and maybe I could get him to read the excellent speech I gave on the subject, which can be found at volume 643 of Hansard. I know Mr Farfoy will be fascinated to read it, page 12880, where I set out very clearly an excellent and succinct summary of what the principles of the treaty were. Yes, it's very good. If ever you're feeling tired, go to page 12880, or jet-lagged, go to that page in Hansard, and you'll be riveted. But there you are, Mr Speaker. The principles are actually reasonably well known, and so his constant complaint about the principles are not well known is, with the greatest of respect to my friend, a little bit off the mark, but there we have it. But I just want to go back to the wonderful day when we're all sworn in as members of Parliament, and we enjoy that particular ceremony. And as Attorney General, when I go down to the swearing in of a judge, I enjoy the ceremonies where the oath of allegiance is taken, and everyone stands up or takes the oath or the affirmation, and they say, "I swear that I will be faithful and that I will bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors, according to law, so help me God," or if you're an atheist, no God. I think that that's all very well, but the fact of the matter is we need to focus on that phrase, according to law, because part of the law of New Zealand is in fact the treaty, and part of the treaty, of course, is we accept that there are principles of the treaty that we regard as important, and I am forever going around the country apologising for breaches of those principles of the treaty over the years, most recently at a fantastic ceremony in Dannevirke, where I apologised for the breach of the principles of the treaty in relation to rangatane o Tamaki Nui Arua and rangatane ki Wairarapa. And I didn't see Catherine Delahunty there. I'm sure she would have been invited. In fact, I like to see Catherine Delahunty at these functions because I know that she's very experienced as a treaty educator and has a great interest in these matters, and that's splendid when she's able to attend. But the fact of the matter is we say according to law, and by necessary implication, we read into that the Treaty of Waitangi and its principles. So the short point, Mr Speaker, is I respect the Marama Fox. I look very closely at this issue, but to use the old phrase, it's really if we incorporate a particular reference to the principles of the treaty, frankly, to use the old phrase where, and I'm sure I say this for the benefit of Kennedy Graham, who understands the phrase, we're simply piling ossa on pelion, and it's basically a waste of space. We don't need it. When we swear that oath, when judges swear the oath, they are swearing allegiance to the treaty and its principles, that they will conduct themselves in accordance with those principles in public life, and that's a very good thing. So that's the short answer. I know that there's a lot of noise that goes on with these things, but at the end of the day, we as members of Parliament have to be logical, and we can agree that the principles are very important. Because of my efforts in 2007, we know what those principles are, and I'd say to Sue Moroney, stop whining and simply concentrate on the words, because words do matter. It's simply unnecessary. It's simply unnecessary. It's OTOs. It's piling ossa on Pelion.